Football fanatics, get ready. The United Stand pre-season tour is here, powered by One Football, the ultimate app for live scores, transfers and match stats. Download now. No one gets you closer.
I've been doing this for so many years now, and still it makes me die inside that people think that I, Mark Goldbridge, define the Manchester United news, that nothing is happening, Mark, that you're making it up, Mark. So just for my own sanity, I know there's a lot of good people in here, but let's just go straight to the news and see where the news is coming from. So Fabrizio Romano, not Mark Goldbridge, says Jan Sommer has said yes to Inter move as expected. Agreement ready on personal terms as contract and salary has been discussed. Inter will now negotiate with Bayern over a fee. So that's the latest in relation to the goalkeeping. Why is that relevant? Well, of course, Inter are the club that we're trying to buy this guy from, Onana. No serious issues on Andre Onana deal. This is from Fabrizio last night. Just a matter of time to get final details sorted, then paperwork time. Manchester United and Inter spoke on Friday and almost agreed also add-ons and structure of 50 million plus. It's just about payment terms to be approved. So very, 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 very close there. Also in relation to Suzuki, Manchester United are working on a Suzuki deal. Japanese goalkeeper is one of three options as backup goalkeeper, and talks are now taking place on that side. No talks with the club of Suzuki yet, as Manchester United are busy dealing with the Onana deal. Obviously, we know that we can only do one deal at a time. However, also from Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United have confirmed to Suzuki's clubs and representatives their interest in the player. He's a serious candidate to be the second choice keeper signing for Manchester United. And then also just in relation to Harry Kane, this is coming in from the Mail, not Mark Goldbridge. Man United are now looking to sign Rasmus Højlund from Atalanta right now. They would also return for Kane if he allows his contract to run down, which would actually be, of course, in a year's time, not this summer. So a lot to digest there, as well as Man United players back in training today. Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, basically Scott McTominay, all the internationals that have been away, they will be back in training today for Manchester United. So, look, on a day where Arsenal will announce Declan Rice officially, Timber is already official, Havertz is already official. Arsenal have got three new players to join a team that nearly won the league. Man United have got Mason Mount for a team that was miles off winning the league and is still keeping the shit that kept us miles off winning the league. That is just where we're at. There may well be people out there that pretend that when you're in a race, it doesn't matter what the people in front of you are doing. It doesn't matter if they're getting further ahead. It's about your race. Absolute, uncompetitive, cowardly nonsense. I don't know when this stopped. I don't know when we didn't stop looking at what other people are doing ahead of us and going, that's important. I've even heard managers of Manchester United say this in recent years. It's not about what everyone else is doing. It's about what we're doing. What a complete and utter Glazer-proof excuse. It doesn't matter what other teams are doing. It's about what we're doing. It's a competitive league. There's 19 other teams in it. Of course it matters what other people are doing. If we draw at home to Brighton and Arsenal win, it doesn't matter what Arsenal are doing. Of course it bloody matters. The bottom line is Arsenal and Manchester City are miles ahead of us, and they've had better summer transfer windows already. So it does matter what everyone else is doing, and what we're doing at the moment is bordering on shameful, and it's not good enough. Rice has finally arrived, says Zayn Miassi, Arsenal fan. Sean, welcome to Members Club. Good morning, Mark. Mods and Hall, hope you're well, says Rosie. Thanks, Rosie. Hope you're doing well as well. And Herschel's, welcome to the Members Club. So let's digest some of that news. I actually quite like that. I think July does become quite toxic. So I actually quite like getting all the headlines out on the screen for you visibly. I quite like that because it shuts down the toxic people who are saying you're making it up, which is just crazy. So, let's get straight into some of the stuff that's been reported there. In relation to, I've got a great bit of thing I want to talk about in a few minutes as well, but let's go through the news. In relation to what Fabrizio is saying and the Onana deal, I feel like there's nothing really to get massively upset about there. On a purely football sense, Suzuki and Onana is really exciting. It's a revolution of our goalkeeping department that we haven't seen in probably my lifetime. You know, you go back to even the days of Sir Alex. Schmeichel was a massive step up. Edwin van der Sar was a massive step up, and David De Gea has been a massive influence on this team for the last 10 years. But I think the direction of the goalkeeping recruits to goalkeepers, I don't remember us ever doing that, because football's evolved around the goalkeeping position anyway, and there are still goalkeepers out there like Lloris at Spurs is very, very similar to what's happening with De Gea. Now, I think De Gea is a much better goalkeeper than Lloris, but Spurs are basically getting rid of Lloris because he's just not a modern goalkeeper as well, despite being a very good goalkeeper in the past. So Man United are revolutionising that goalkeeping position with Erik Ten Hag, and you know, you're going to have a ball-playing goalkeeper in Onana, but what's the point in having Tom Heaton, who's not a ball-playing goalkeeper? So you're going to have Onana and Suzuki, and it will just give Ten Hag that freedom to rotate and stay the same. Onana in goal compared to De Gea in goal would be pointless. Like, there was no point in having David De Gea stay at United when you bring Onana in, because the contrast would be so visible for the fans when De Gea plays and when Onana plays. Whereas with Suzuki coming in, all right, he's a developmental keeper, but there will be similarities. He will play in the similar way. So I think it's an exciting couple of signings when they get done for the goalkeeping department. But ultimately, you know, people are like, well, when is it going to happen? There's no excitement until you get it. You know, it's like being on a promise on Friday night when it's Monday, isn't it? You know, you've still got to get through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know. So, look, when will it happen? I don't know. I think a deal can happen over the weekend. I think anybody who says they know it's going to happen is a liar. Fabrizio has said that himself. Be patient. United are arguing over a couple of million. Inter are arguing over a couple of million. Ultimately, some people will think we're right to argue about a couple of million. Some people will ask you, why are we arguing over a couple of million? I would be in the camp of why. Why does it matter to me as a fan and Erik Ten Hag that United save a couple of £1,000,000? It doesn't matter. We're not the bankers. We're not the CEO. We're not the financial guy. What does it matter? Since when do we champion director of football for saving a couple of £1,000,000 when we haven't got a striker and we haven't got another midfielder and we missed out on Kim Min-jae? Ultimately, I wanted Onana in training today. He might not be in training until Wednesday at the earliest. So ultimately, we're losing days training with the team, which is, I think, very important when you're changing your back line. When the United defenders are training over the next few days, the goalkeeper behind them is a goalkeeper playing in a way that we won't be playing next season. So, you know, it's like sending our defenders to train with Nick Pope. He's not going to be the goalkeeper next season. We need them training with the style of play that we're going to play. Mark, you and the team do a great job with all the rubbish that comes out. Sending love from Bristol, says Seb. Thank you, Seb. Cracking name as well. Mo says, do you think the 300,000 fine by UEFA to United yesterday for FFP breaches backs the FAP restrictions narrative by the club this summer, says Mo? Only if you're an idiot, Mo. I don't think you're an idiot. Man United got a very small fine for financial fair play yesterday, for something that happened a couple of years ago. That's got nothing to do with financial fair play restrictions of Manchester United. I mean, I'm tired of it. I don't know why the media don't understand it. I know most of you do understand it. We're not restricted by financial fair play if we sell players. It's as simple as that. And until we sell players, that's the excuse.